Las Vegas has been boiling over in the past few hours. The latest internal report shook the locker room. The head coach dropped comments that caught everyone off guard, and the defense got a wake-up call no one saw coming. To top it off, one of the team's top offensive names is back in the trade spotlight, reportedly drawing offers from 4 teams. What exactly is SpyTech cooking behind the scenes? Still, what really turned heads was a wild rumor floating around the league. And if it's true, it could become the most explosive move of the entire season. But before we dive into all that, real quick, let me say something to you guys. Hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps this channel grow so we can keep this real Raider Nation conversation alive. Smash the like button too, because that's how YouTube spreads our silver and black talk to more fans out there. And drop your thoughts in the comments. This space is for every Raider fan who lives and breathes this team through every win and every heartbreak. All right, let's roll, because today's updates are straight up fire. All right, let's start with what every Raiders fan wanted to hear. Finally, an injury report that doesn't drive the nation crazy. The latest update brought some long-awaited good news, and to be honest, it's about time we caught a break. Coming off the bye week, the team is gearing up to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, and expectations are high. This home game at Allegiant Stadium is a huge chance to reignite that crowd energy and set the tone for the second half of the season. Thursday's report listed 7 players, but 3 were full participants in practice. Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, and Aiden O'Connell, massive for the offense. The concern is on defense. Max Crosby, Adam Butler, Lonnie Johnson, and Isaiah Pola-Mao were all limited. Still, the locker room mood feels optimistic. Pete Carroll himself said the team is really looking forward to playing in front of our fans and setting the place on fire again. You can feel the group's hunger to turn Allegiant into a cauldron again. After tough weeks filled with doubt and frustration, the energy is different. It's coming back, and Raider fans can feel it. But it's not just about who's back on the field. It's what it represents. The bye week helped reset minds and bodies. Seeing key guys like Bowers and Myers fully healthy changes the entire offensive dynamic. Now the team can go back to experimenting, adding tempo, and attacking the middle of the field, something that had been stuck for weeks. And when you talk about Bowers, you're talking about a true difference maker. Sure, it's nerve-wracking to see Max Crosby limited and everyone's holding their breath. The guy is the motor of this defense. But inside sources say he's expected to play, maybe with limited snaps, but he'll be out there. And come on, if there's anyone who'd play through pain, it's him. Honestly, this isn't just an injury update. It's a sign the team still believes, and when the locker room believes, Raider Nation follows. Stick around, because what Coach Chip Kelly said next about this newly healthy offense might fire you up or raise some eyebrows. Chip Kelly didn't mince words when asked about the Raiders' offense finally getting healthy again. The head coach downplayed the hype a little, but his tone said it all. Something feels different. After weeks of key absences, the Las Vegas offense is almost fully loaded again, and let's be real, that changes everything. Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Colton Miller, and Jackson Powers-Johnson returning to the rotation brings a sense that this team can finally operate the way it was designed to. Kelly admitted he's keeping his excitement in check until everyone's actually on the field. He even recalled losing a player in warm-ups once back in San Francisco, so he only believes it when he sees them next to him at kickoff. Still, you could hear the spark in his voice when he talked about Bowers and Myers. They're both special players, he said, and the most revealing part? He hinted that the game plan is already being reworked to fit their return. Kelly also explained that you can't just throw Bowers in for 75 snaps right away. There's a ramp-up process guided by the sports science team to make sure he doesn't re-injure himself. That shows growth. The team's learning from past mistakes. Improvisation hurt them in previous weeks. What stood out most was Kelly's human touch. He said the hardest part of rehab is when a player's mind feels ready, but the body isn't there yet, and that right now, Bowers' mind and body are finally cooperating. That line hit home. It shows how badly the kid wants to play and how much trust the staff has in him. In practice, this could completely unlock the offense. Having Bowers and Myers back gives Aiden O'Connell more options, less predictability, and less pressure on critical downs. If it all clicks, Vegas can finally move out of survival mode and start controlling games. Still, Kelly warned that health alone doesn't guarantee results, so every player has to buy in. No egos, no hero ball, just unity. And that might be the biggest challenge inside this locker room. Honestly, it's the first real sign in weeks that the Raiders' offense could turn the corner. But while the offense seems to be waking up, the defense has its own mountain to climb. And Patrick Graham's take on it was fascinating. Patrick Graham stepped up to the mic in full analytical mode and didn't sugarcoat a thing. Facing Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars is going to take total focus. He explained that Lawrence is getting the ball out faster than ever, with sharper reads and vastly improved footwork. It's impressive how he escapes and still finds deep targets, Graham said, clearly respecting the kid's growth. And honestly, he's right. Lawrence is the kind of quarterback who can torch any defense that hesitates for even a second. But things got more interesting when Graham talked about Travis Hunter, and it wasn't about stats or awards. He focused on the player's attitude, his willingness to block and do the dirty work. He mentioned seeing Hunter on tape nearly pancake a defender and said that tells him everything about the guy's mentality. He's complete, Graham added. That kind of comment says a lot about the challenge ahead. A disciplined, technical, hungry team. Graham also admitted what worries him most, Jacksonville's ability to extend plays. That's the kind of stuff that wears defenses down mentally and physically. If the pass rush doesn't land, trouble's coming. He was clear. The key is pressure without losing containment. When he says that, it's basically a message straight to the linebackers and D-line. Stay disciplined, no freelancing. His tone balanced respect with urgency. He knows this matchup could define the season's turning point. If the defense contains Lawrence and Hunter, the morale boost would be massive. It's the kind of win that can reignite belief across the roster. And yeah, you can feel it. This team knows what's at stake. The bye week healed bodies, but it also reset pride. Now it's time to prove that the silver and black still command respect. But while the defense gears up, things are heating up on the business side too, and the Jakobi Meyers situation just took a serious turn. Trade buzz around Jakobi Meyers has exploded again. The wide receiver reportedly asked out before the season began, and that request was denied. But now the tension seems to have hit a breaking point. He didn't dodge the question when asked recently, saying, "Oh, for sure. But I'm a pro at the end of the day. I'm just trying to play good football." That answer hit hard. Let's be real. When a player says that, it's clear the relationship's near its limit, and the market noticed. 4 teams are showing serious interest, each with a clear motive. The Pittsburgh Steelers are first in line. Even with DK Metcalf as their lead guy, trading away George Pickens left them without a reliable WR2. Their offense has been inconsistent, and Meyers could bring the balance they need to protect their AFC North lead. The Denver Broncos are another. Their receiver group is young and raw. They've got promise in Troy Franklin, but they need a veteran like Meyers to help Bo Nix settle in. Then there's the Buffalo Bills. Even with Josh Allen playing lights out, the passing game hasn't been the same. Adding a player like Meyers could stabilize short routes and ease third down pressure. They made a similar midseason splash last year with Amari Cooper, remember? And finally, the New England Patriots. The irony. Meyers started his career there, and now that Drake May's firing on all cylinders, the idea of a reunion isn't far-fetched, especially since he already knows Josh McDaniels' system. Now, the real question, should the Raiders move him? He's reliable. He topped 1,000 yards last season, and he's a safety net for O'Connell. But if he truly wants out, keeping him could turn into a locker room distraction. The fan base is split. Some want picks and a reset. Others say the offense needs continuity. And honestly, what the front office decides here could reveal how they view the rest of the season. Drop your take in the comments. Would you trade Meyers or keep him through the year? Because what comes next might just blow the roof off Raider Nation. The bomb really dropped when reports surfaced that the New England Patriots are ready to go all in for Max Crosby. Yes, that Max Crosby, the heart and soul of the silver and black. According to insiders, head coach Mike Vrabel wants to build a powerhouse defense in New England and sees Crosby as the missing piece. And honestly, just imagining that scenario makes your stomach drop. The Patriots are 7-2, sitting atop the AFC East with Drake May playing like an MVP. Vrabel's turned that roster into a tough, disciplined machine, and now he wants the most relentless player in the league. The idea is to send multiple draft picks, maybe even a first-rounder, to get Crosby. And it's all happening while Vegas sits at 2-5, struggling to find direction and juggling expensive contracts. The tricky part? Crosby just signed an extension through 2027, one of the biggest non-quarterback deals in the NFL, and yet he's never complained. He's stayed loyal, bought into every rebuild, carried the franchise on his back. The insiders say the logic is simple but cold. If the Raiders aren't competing now, stack picks and rebuild. But let's be real. Raider Nation doesn't live by logic. Max Crosby isn't just a player. He's the heartbeat, the identity, the warrior spirit of this team. Trading him would rip the soul out of that locker room. Even if New England offered a mountain of picks, some things just can't be bought. Vrabel might want him, the market might buzz, but Crosby was born to wear the silver and black. Now the question is, will the front office resist temptation or shift into rebuild mode? Whatever happens next could define the future of this franchise. And this could be the kind of move that changes everything. After a day like this, you get why being a Raiders fan is never easy. We start off with good injury news, the offense getting its rhythm back, Patrick Graham previewing the challenge ahead, and then boom, trade drama around Jacoby Myers and an insane rumor about Max Crosby to the Patriots. It's an emotional roller coaster, but that's what makes Raider Nation different. We feel every headline, live every rumor like it's personal. And no matter what happens, one thing stays true. This shield stands for history, pride, and resilience. Injuries, trades, rumors, nothing breaks the spirit of the silver and black. Drop your thoughts in the comments because this space belongs to every diehard Raider out there. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe because just when you think you've seen it all, something new drops. The conversation continues below, and I'll see you in the next one. Just win, baby.